inflation will escalate over a period of 2 years. They have altered their timeline to the point that inflation will take place and escalate over a period of 2 years, and by the end of that 2 years, the dollar will have so collapsed and inflation will be so high that there's no way in this world you'll even be able to afford that airline ticket to go to some Boston Tea Party somewhere. They have it planned within they feel like they have it made. I mean, they literally think that they have everything in the bag. They've got it right where they want it. You oh my goodness. You poor, stupid, dumb Americans. I mean, they think they're laughing at you. I mean, this gentleman
Lindsey, let me stop you.
Are laughing at the Americans.
Let me stop you. Earlier, I read Club of Rome documents where they said we're going to destroy the economy by design. Maurice Strong at the UN in 92 said through carbon tax, we will destroy the industrial economy. They admit this, and now Schwarzenegger is announcing he's going to ban 40-inch TVs. They're announcing animal ID, premises ID. They're announcing they're going to shut down small markets and bazaars and garage sales. They're announcing troops to be deployed on the streets. They're openly admitting they want to destroy our industry, but you're talking this high-level elitist who's given you other good intel in the past, and he was going further specifically that they are doing this to destroy the economy. They've stolen tens of trillions of our own money. They're hoarding the money. They're not loaning it. That's even mainstream news. Government's taking over society. Go through the bullet points and then go back over them. So he's saying in the next 2 years, they're bringing us into a full-bore depression.
They already have a timeline set. They have a date set, Alex. I mean, I was so appalled. He never did this before.
Did he say, okay, well, he's spilling his guts. Did he say, are they going to do it with the stock market crash, or is it going to be incremental? Give us the, because I know you were taking notes.
Yeah, he went on to say all of this. Okay, here's the next one. Inflation will escalate over a period of 2 years. Crude oil prices will remain somewhere around this. They may spike up. They may spike down a little bit. And then, Alex, I asked him about gold and silver. And this is something I did not ask him about 2 years ago. He said gold and silver are all you can rely on. He said, this is our money. This is what they use. Have you ever thought about the fact that when you go in there to buy it, you don't pay any state sales tax? There's no regulations. There's no records kept. You can buy and sell amongst yourselves. Gold and silver is their currency. They don't depend on paper. They laugh at these Federal Reserve notes and this paper that's going up and down like a yo-yo. He said gold and silver are all you can depend on. I'll put it in his exact words. He said gold and silver are all you can rely on. Now, folks, you take the statement and go with it any way you want to. You gold dealers do with it what you want to. But I'm just telling you what he said. You cannot depend on the Federal Reserve note. It's on its way out. By 2012, the dollar will be dead.
They're openly saying in the newspaper they're going to kill the dollar now. Please continue, Lindsey.
War is planned after 2 years. Now, I'm sorry. This shook me to no end. And I asked him to elaborate. And he even said where it's going to take place. And he said where it'll start and how it'll spread. It's already planned.
Tell us what region, because, I mean, last time you laid your money where your mouth is with the oil prediction from him. You were right. Where is he saying? The intel I've got from the RAND Corporation and the Pentagon is they're going to start wars in Eastern Europe, wars in Central Asia, and wars in the Middle East simultaneously on the order of World War II.
It's going to start in Iran. It'll start around that Middle East area, and it will more than likely be in relationship to Iran and Israel, and it will spread to the entire world. In the last 2 months of the Bush administration, they created an artificial crisis. You know, that's what the elite is so good at. They create a crisis, then they create a solution. Well, the solution was for the American taxpayer to give, through the Federal Reserve, all of these trillions of dollars, and then I'm sure you remember what happened after it was all over with, and some of the news services came out and said, we have got to know where that money went to, and I've got the clip on my DVD. They said when the representative of the Federal Reserve was asked to appear before Congress, and they demanded to know where $2.5 trillion of this money went, they said, we can't tell you. We won't let you know. We refuse to answer. And as a result of you, the taxpayer, stupid, dumb, gullible, they've given you baseball and apple pie and your beer, and you become satisfied with a job. And you know what J-O-B, you know what job means? Just over broke. They've given you exactly just enough to keep you quiet so that you won't rise up. And when you gave them $2.5 trillion approximately, they altered their timeline. I mean, when this man told me what they have done, and basically it's for your good, because you've got just a little bit longer. They think they've almost got it made. They're sure that you're not going to rise up and do anything about it. You are not going to revolt because they know that you're already so poor. And after 2 years, he said you'll be so poor you will not be able to rebel against the elite. And the elite are laughing at the gullible, stupid American. Now, folks, please forgive me for saying that. But the elite are laughing at us because they know that they have us exactly where they want us. Okay. Here goes. I'll give you the next statement. Within 2 years, nearly everyone will be working for the government. Oh, watch it. General Motors, what happened? They bailed them out. So now the President of the United States of America is CEO of General Motors and Chrysler. Then the banks came along, and they're gobbling up another 7, 8, 10 banks gradually, a little bit at a time, every single weekend.
Now they're taking over health care. They're going to issue national ID cards. You're going to have one to have a job. They've announced it. Stay there, Lindsey Williams. And the carbon tax won't let you drive, live, home inspections, teenagers in uniforms running around with weapons. Just hell is going to be released on us. We're talking to Lindsey Williams, Pastor Lindsey Williams, inside whistleblower. I mean, I've got the Copenhagen, Denmark UN climate change treaty that says world government, and I've got it right here. And that they say in their literature they want to destroy our economy. I had a economist from Argentina on a few months ago, and he talked about how the IMF and World Bank come in, and we have their documents as well, and bankrupt these countries by design so that you're so poor and starving you can't resist. They're not deploying Northcom for no reason. They're not got face scanning and license plate reading cameras going up for nothing.
So I'm going to give you one expression, and we'll elaborate on this too later in this week. He kept using the expression, the devil's Messiah. Now, I know this oh, my goodness, Alex, they have manipulated the churches as well as the pastors. 2 years, you will not recognize America. They're working through the pastors. They're working through the churches. When I get into this, I'm going to have to shame some pastors now. I have been a minister for 50 years. I'm 73 years of age. And, Alex, this man went into the subject, the devil's Messiah, the pastors of America and the churches, and how they're working through Homeland Security in relation to the deception of the pastors and the churches for pulling the people in. And he went on to talk about within 2 years they'll be able to fulfill everything they want to do, and that the elite have altered their timeline to the point they feel that they have completely got it made.
I believe that this high-level globalist, and I happen to know who it is, Lindsey didn't break his promise. I've been interviewing him so long, I know who the 3 CEOs were that he mentioned by name earlier from the oil companies he worked at and for. And so then I've narrowed it down. But the point is that this is fitting in with all the other Bilderberg info we have. I believed Lindsey when he called and said he had inside knowledge 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, more than a year and a half ago, that it would go up to, oil would go down to $50 a barrel and stay there for a year. And it did that. Incredible prediction. No one saw that coming. But then I noticed in our own Bilderberg coverage, it was a footnote from Jim Tucker and a footnote from Daniel Estelin that inside sources said Bilderberg was going to cut oil in half from 150 to below 70. That happened. So, again, people ask, how do I know what's credible? How do I know what's not? Well, number one, has somebody been accurate over and over again? Yes. Number two, does it fit in with all the other intel I have? Yes. Now, could they alter something maybe down the road if we get involved, if we speak up, if we say no? But America has capitulated. The United States has given in to tyranny. And once they know you've capitulated and will put up with anything, then that's when the real tyranny starts. All the tyranny and corruption we've seen is only the beginning. I was just shown a video of police in Milwaukee, a guy on a bike. The police say stop, try to taser him. The guy gets scared. The police run him over in the car, killing him. admitting they wanted to kill him, and then the police are heroes on the news. That's pure evil. Just like they rubber bullet people to death, and they killed a guy in Seattle last year. The guy just comes outside from a store. They think he's another suspect. They come over. He gets scared by the cop, kind of turns. The cop knocks him up, hits the ground, kills him. The cops are on the TV saying, we don't care. We didn't do anything wrong. They've dehumanized us, and the police themselves are dehumanized. But, I mean, they just murder this guy and don't care. Stormtroopers of death, ladies and gentlemen. And I know the average cop is an evil person in and of themselves, but the mantle, the system, the training. Anyway, side issue. It's just God help us all.